Sam Kors from Mark Invest says, why is the media claiming an EV slowdown? It's a case of missing the forest for the trees. Year-over-year EV sales growth is decelerating. There was 113% growth in 2021, 59% in 2022, and 28% in 23. He says it's the wrong thing to look at. The thing to look at, he says, is market share. Gas vehicle sales peaked in 2017, and you know what happens with an adoption curve? Year-over-year growth declines as adoption increases. So what does this look like for EVs? What makes the auto market more confusing is that it's not a monolith. Each time an EV launches into a new segment or price point, a new adoption curve begins. The various overlapping adoption curves ultimately result in an overall adoption curve. And I think the most important moment will be when an equivalent size gas-powered vehicle is going to be more expensive upfront than an EV. Right now, let's say I want a RAV4. The sticker price is $33,000. The Model Y is $44,000 and $36,500 after the federal tax credit, which is not available in many places in the world. Look at all of these Cybertrucks. It does seem like Cybertruck production is going very well. We're not finished yet. There is more right here. A whole bunch of them just lined up, waiting for customers. I don't really care about deliveries when it comes to Cybertrucks right now. I just care about production because we know there is so much demand for Cybertrucks. As the market gets flooded with Cybertrucks, the resale price of these Cybertrucks is dropping. The same wholesaler that sold his Cybertruck for $244,000 last month just sold another one for $171,000. And you can see that there have been multiple sales actually, $244,000, $195,000, $189,000, $175,000, and now $171,000. Tesla has just updated its referral program. When someone uses your referral code and buys a Model S, X, or Y, not the Model 3, they will now receive 1 year of free premium connectivity in addition to 3 months of FSD. We can clearly see that Tesla has more demand for the Model 3 based on this than it can supply at this moment. And for referring your friends to buy Tesla vehicles, you also get 10,000 credits and can redeem it for 3 months of FSD, I assume. And Omar says, your friends and family will never stop thanking you for making them buy a Tesla vehicle. Omar makes a bullish Tesla stock prediction. The clouds over Tesla's auto business are still there, but there are a new group of smart money investors who are interested in increasing their stake in Tesla. These are people who understand deep learning, often in the tech industry or tech investing. If Tesla stock falls because of weak deliveries or earnings, which is not unlikely at this point, they will be there to buy, he predicts. VCs, angels, employees of tech companies and startups, and students of deep learning across the world. And Omar knows this is happening because a few of them, I assume venture capitalists, have reached out to him asking Omar questions. James Douma just made a comment. What are your thoughts on Tesla already being able to deliver FSD V12 to hardware 4? Do you think they have found a way to downscale their higher resolution cameras on hardware 4 so they are able to use hardware 3 cameras for data? James Douma says, I would guess that hardware 3 and hardware 4 have different ingestion layers at the bottom of their video pipeline, but that most of the neural network is shared between the two systems. If they do this, then only the ingestion layers for hardware 4 need separate training. So maybe they have been able to do this with a combination of simulation and hardware 4 specific data. There are a lot of different approaches that could work, and it seems like they have found one. If you remember, Tesla just had a bit of an issue with hardware 4 FSD V12 installs. But James Douma seems to have full confidence that Tesla is going to be able to deploy FSD without any issues to hardware 4 vehicles as well. We actually have some major Elon Musk news. So we know that Starship just reached orbit earlier this month. FSD is going end to end and people are really happy with the updates. And Neuralink has now been implanted in a human and it actually works. Yes, it is true. This guy on the right is completely paralyzed down from the shoulders and he cannot move his hands. And yet here he is making chess moves. Now I know it's 2D chess, it's not 3D chess. But he is making chess moves while holding a conversation at the same time. So he does not need to be solely focused on the game to actually make moves. He's holding the conversation at the same time. Now, the whole video was pretty boring. You pretty much saw everything that you just needed to see about it. But when you think about it, it's incredibly impressive. And you can see here, he's talking, he's looking at the screen, playing chess at the same time. And long term, it is possible to shun the signals from the brain motor cortex past the damaged part of the spine to enable people to walk again and use their arms normally. And this is actually important to us Tesla stock investors because this is more proof that Elon Musk has done the impossible again. I think we all remember not too long ago when Elon was getting called every name in the book from people who accuse him of fraud for Neuralink. These people owe Elon and the Neuralink team an apology. The possibilities of this are endless. He's also able to play Civilization 6 for hours and hours, to which I relate. It's one of the more interesting games that I played. I haven't played it in years, but I absolutely loved it. So Elon is making history again, and it won't be too long before Elon makes history and Tesla will be a part of that move. Elon Musk says Neuralink's blindside implant is working on monkeys. If you are railing against a guy restoring sight to the blind, consider that you might be the villain in this story.